Have you ever wondered what lies on the dark side of the moon? The hidden face of our celestial neighbor has long been shrouded in mystery, sparking curiosity and speculation for centuries. Throughout history, the dark side of the moon has captivated the human imagination. Ancient civilizations revered the moon as a symbol of mystery and magic, and its hidden face was often associated with the unknown and the supernatural. In the realm of science, the dark side of the moon has been a subject of intense fascination and exploration. It wasn't until the 20th century that we finally gained a glimpse of this enigmatic side, thanks to the pioneering efforts of space missions and lunar orbiters. Let's talk about the scientific reasons why the moon only shows one side of itself, to Earth. The simple answer, and one that you've probably heard before, is that we only see one side of the moon because the moon rotates around the Earth at the exact same speed. As it rotates around its own axis, so that the same side of the moon is constantly facing the surface of the Earth. This means that one full day of the moon, meaning the length of time it takes for the moon to rotate around itself once, is about 4 weeks long. If the moon didn't rotate at all, we would see all of its sides. The only way for us to see such a constant face of the moon is if it's also rotating, as seen in this visualization from NASA. The Apollo missions provided us with the first close-up images of the dark side of the moon, shedding light on its rugged terrain and unique features. These groundbreaking discoveries have deepened our understanding of the moon's composition and geological history. Beyond its scientific significance, the dark side of the moon has also left an indelible mark on our cultural consciousness. From literature and music to art and film, the moon's hidden face has inspired countless works of creativity and imagination, serving as a symbol of mystery and introspection. As we gaze up at the moon, let us ponder the mysteries that lie beyond its familiar glow. The dark side of the moon continues to beckon us with its secrets, reminding us of the boundless wonders that await us in the cosmos.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 0, and liftoff for the final launch of Endeavour, expanding our knowledge while expanding our lives in space.
Houston, Endeavour, all program.
Roger, roll, Endeavour.
Houston is now controlling Endeavour.
Space is unknown to us. The moon is adding to the mystery, showing only one side. As much as we call it the dark side, it doesn't mean that it doesn't get sunshine. It gets a lot of sunshine than people would think, just that we don't have the view of that side of the moon. To me, the moon looks like a magician, only showing you what you need to see. It is not wrong for anyone to think that there could be something massive that is happening there. Did you know that the moon can vibrate like a bell for hours? During the Apollo 12 mission, there was a test that was ran where Puget Sound Energy recorded vibrations. So those vibrations were caused by the astronauts crashing the lunar module into the moon. The vibrations were much larger and lasted longer than expected, and were different from earthquake vibrations. The moon was described as ringing like a bell. This brings to the table many questions. What is going on the moon? But in their conclusion, it was said that the moon is less dense than Earth, but there's no evidence that it's hollow. But I'm not sure about that conclusion. Tell us what you think in the comments below. But what bothers me is that why haven't we went back to the moon? Something must have happened, or something must have been seen that scared us off, and why NASA has satellites looking at the dark side of the moon. I have a feeling that there's something there they're monitoring. Well, we need to know what's really happening on the dark side. I know there are some conspiracies out there. What if there's some truth to them? Let's get to some of the points on what was really found on the moon. Back in 2019, China made history as the first nation to soft land a spacecraft on the far side of the moon, giving the world its first up-close look at the moon's more rugged hemisphere. And what was interesting about what they found was that the moon was cooling itself. I still wonder how, because the explanation I'm getting are like some volcanic nerd trying to explain to you what's happening underneath the Earth. A cave was finally found on the moon. For a place that gets a lot of asteroid hits, there should be a place to hide. If you're staying on the moon, but not much is said about it, but could be a place for future exploration of the moon to inhabit. Landsberg Crater and Zaman Crater, they are very interesting places on the moon. There were some footages going around taken by NASA, showing us that something is there, just that they blared it. I wonder what it was.
I was also an airman second class. I was interested in how the whole process functioned, how the data got from the lunar orbiter to the laboratory. I asked the young man if he described the process to me. He did. About 30 minutes into the process, he said to me, in a very distressed way, by the way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon. And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front of me, and clearly in these photographs were structures, mushroom-shaped buildings, spherical buildings, and towers.
There are these giant footprints on the moon, and they seem to be something or someone busy, but explanation is that those are the footprints from previous Apollo missions, if you do believe that humans ever reached the moon. Apollo 10 heard some sounds, and these sounds were weird. Have a listen.
That is the indicated sound, outer spacey, doesn't it? Do you hear that? That whistling sound?
Spooky, right? And just imagine how far are you from home hearing sounds like that. Is it pareidolia? Who knows? There are so many things we say we can see, and not only that, even NASA hides things in the way they edit pictures, instead of admitting they don't know what it is and let us make up our own mind instead of them making it for us. Well, NASA really makes it hard for us to really believe them, and here's why. So even if there's something going on the dark side, those with the tools to see are keeping the cards close to their chest. Here's a photo that's airbrushed by NASA hiding something, and there are countless photographs like this if you go looking for them. Well, I hope NASA releases all the classified photographs and videos they have about the moon. Are there aliens based on the far side of the moon? Is the moon hollow? Evidence seems to say so in the way it vibrates for hours like a bell would. Is NASA hiding something? All the nations that are capable of studying the moon, are they showing us what they really seeing? Is it not worth us knowing, or is it an answer we don't want to know? Endless questions. Tell us what you think. It could be a bluff, and it's just us hoping and fantasizing that we do have neighbors in our galaxy. Thank you for joining us in this journey to explore the dark side of the moon. Until next time, keep looking up and seeking the unknown.